Okay, so I just got home. I'm sitting in the garage right now, and I just had to share this because I'm driving home, and I was at a stoplight, pulling up to a stoplight, and I noticed there's something in the road. I'm like, what is that? And I get closer, and I'm like, it's his gym shoe, and I'm like, what? Not a kid's gym shoe, like a grown person's gym shoe. Now I have seen kids' shoes randomly thrown about. That's a whole other story, but it was a grown person's shoe, and I'm like, how did that even get there? So of course my mind goes into 1,000 different scenarios, but I came to the scenario. I was like, what if a couple was arguing and maybe one of them just started running and they had their running shoes in the car, and at a in the heat of the argument, they get upset, like, and you're running all the time, and you're not doing this, that, and the other because you're spending so much time running. And then they take the shoe and they throw it out the window. I don't know. This is just a scenario that popped into my mind. But it made me start thinking about, like, just in general, a lot of times when people start on new journeys, a new health journey, fitness, eating better, a lot of people around you, close people to you, may not be on board. If you have a good support system, that is great, but a lot of people don't have that. And sometimes people around you can be your biggest detractors. They might say, sly comments or whatever, just little jabs that you're eating better or that you're working out more or whatever. I just want to take this opportunity to remind you to don't be deterred by that. Keep going, keep pushing in your endeavors to be a better version of yourself. Because what happens a lot of times, that these moments when you're taking ownership of yourself and you're trying to improve yourself, it like reflects back onto them. And they start looking at themselves and realizing like, oh, well, I'm not doing better for myself, or I'm not eating better, or I'm not being better about my fitness. And then they feel bad about it. And that comes back out onto you in negativity onto you a lot of times. So if you find yourself in a scenario like that, don't be deterred. Just keep going. Hopefully that those folks around you can be inspired by your, pursuit of bettering yourself and eventually get on board. But if you find that happens, it does happen. So just keep going. If you're finding yourself in that situation, just keep pushing.